Hello everyone. Happy Sunday. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Kim Dent. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for almost 23 years. I love teaching stampers and crafters how to make quick and easy and adorable greeting cards. If you found me on my YouTube channel, please say hello and let me know where you're viewing from. I love to find out how far my videos have reached. And also, if you would be so kind to subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Hello everyone. Hello Miss Jill. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching me live on Facebook, today is Sunday, April 21st. And please say hello, whether it's live or on the replay for the Facebook viewers. Hello Sandy. Hello Mary. Thanks for tuning in. Well, tonight I have a card that looks like it is so hard to make, but it is, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to make a triangle gatefold card. Hello Diane from Casper, Wyoming. Thanks for saying hi, and thanks for tuning in. This Triangle Gatefold card template, I got the idea from a delightful stamper. Her name is Jackie Bullhoys, and she's also known as Clumpin' Stamper. And so this was her, I don't know if it's her original idea or if but I got the template from her. So the card is my idea, but the Triangle Gatefold idea could have never in my wildest dreams done it on my own. So I'm very thankful to stampers all over the world who are so willing to share their ideas, their creativity, and that is one thing that I love about Stampin' Up! Demonstrators all around the world, whether you find them on YouTube or Pinterest or on their blogs or on Facebook. They all are so very generous in sharing their ideas, and they inspire us to make cards and make them our very own. So whether you make it your very own or you copy, I am always honored when I hear or see someone who has told me, I made that card that you made last week on your Facebook video, or when you come to my stamp classes, you know, someone will say, I was able to duplicate that, but I used some stamps that I had of my very own, and that is just makes my heart so happy. So that's the goal of all of this, sharing what we love. So hello Kathy, hello Peggy. Yay, you found the right spot. All right, the first thing you all know I have to do, and of course here we go. I was gonna say my laptop, I'm still getting used to it, but it goes to sleep so quickly, it seems. There must be some setting on here that I need to adjust. But we're back. Let's see if I can, come on. There we go. Whew. But we're back. There we go. So far, so good. Hello, Mary Duncan. Hello. Well, Mary, I think you're going to like this card that I'm making tonight because it kind of reminds me of your style. So you have to let me know what you think about it. All right. Hold on. I'm going to slide this over to the side. I'm going to move the laptop out of the way and put the camera in the right position. So hold on. All right. And now I'm going to flip my camera around and we should be good. Oop, nope. All right. Hello, Jan. Oh, you're right on time, Mary. Oh gosh, I've still got my fancy April host code. Can you believe we're almost at the end of April? I cannot. If you would like to learn more about me, this is my website. If you would like to place an order, and it's $149.99, $149.99 or less, please use this code, because that's the host code, because that helps me out greatly. If your order is above, if it's $150 or above, do not use this code, because I want you to receive the Stampin' Rewards. Well, hello, Miss Vicki Todd. How are you tonight? Hello. I don't know if I said hi to Jan. Hi, Jan. All right. So I'm going to show you the card that we're making tonight. And like I said earlier, it is called a Triangle Gatefold card. And it is made with a bundle called, let me see, I want to say it the right name. I know the DSP, isn't it beautiful, is called Nature's Sweetness. Let me say, girls, Lovely and Sweet. Lovely and Sweet. Isn't that an adorable name? Oh, I'm messing with the shadows. Hello, Denise. Okay, watch this fanciness. It has a belly band. So this slips off, and then that's where it gets its name, the Triangle Gatefold. And if you were with me last week, you can see I used the Countryside Corner dies, which made it into the next catalog. And by the way, thank you to everyone who's reached out and told me that they have received their brand new catalog. And I know some of you have already reached out and said, I'm making a wish list. So we have to wait till May 1st to place our orders for customers. So May 1st is the date. Get your wish lists ready. Hello, Miss Brenda. How are you today? Hi, Chris. So this card, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to make it. And like I said earlier, doesn't it look so fancy for me? For me, this is like very fancy, but thanks to Jackie Bohois and her wonderful instructions, I was able to step by step do this and didn't have a bit of trouble. I love cards like that. So isn't this elegant? And I didn't pause, but I'll do it. This I feel would make just a beautiful wedding card, or you could make it an anniversary card. Wouldn't that be pretty for a 50th wedding anniversary? So here we go. I'm going to pull in. First, I'm going to show you. It is from this mini catalog, which goes away at the end of the month. But here we go. Let's see. It is on page. It starts on page 40, and I'm going to try to pull up my camera. Thank you, Brenda. I think it makes it pop too. And the color combinations, the colors that they've used are Pebble Path. What is that brown? Copper clay, and then the gold. So what I started saying was here on page 40, that's where it starts in the mini catalog. And you can see some beautiful samples. There's the DSP, the dies and the stamp set. There's also, this was one of the products in the mini catalog. Where do you see? This is Lovely and Sweet. It had a coordinating bundle that's called Notes of Nature. So these two work together, and you can see in the die set for Notes of Nature, it cuts out this piece. I had to fussy cut. I'll show you the DSP. But it has dies. Notes of Nature is going away. They're not pulling that back into the next catalog, but Lovely and Sweet made it into the next catalog. Look at all those beautiful samples. So another interesting fact is that not very often does Stampin' Up! Keep DSP from one catalog to the next, but this DSP made it from the mini catalog into the next annual catalog. So that's a fun fact. So if you, the one thing I want to tell you though is the Nature's, let's see, Lovely and Sweet, The stamp set and the die set you can see on page 42. If you buy it now, it is bundled and you save 10%. In the next catalog on May 1st, it will not, it's unbundled. You could still get it, but it is not, you won't be able to save that 10% on it. So if you love this, if you love what you see tonight, you want to do it before May 1st. So here we go. All right. I'm going to bring in tonight, I'm using just my paper trimmer. Usually I have my scoring tool, but let's see if I can make this go up higher. Watch it come tumbling down. I want you to be able to see all of my trimmer. Okay, that's as high as it's going to go. So I'm going to have to fiddle with this a little bit. All right. Here is the Lovely and Sweet stamp set. Woo. And you can see this piece. I didn't stamp. I just cut it with a die out of the DSP, which I'm going to show you in a second. But it's got great words. Congratulations, so sorry, just sending a bit of love your way. Can use that for so many different things. And then the other stamp set that I use for the inside is Wonderful Thoughts. And I had this, if you were watching, if you saw my Magnolia card, I use this beautiful Thinking of You, but on the inside of this card that I'm using, this is only the beginning of a life filled with love. Oh, isn't that pretty for a wedding card? All right. You're going to need, I did stamp the congratulations with Pebble Path. So that's the ink, that's the only ink pad that we're using. So Pebble Path, and I'm going to show you before I start with the kit. For those of you who follow me, next week, not this coming week, but next week, I earned the incentive trip to Mexico, and Rick and I will be leaving next week. So I will not have a Facebook Live next Sunday because I'll be getting ready. We don't leave till Monday, but I do believe this is going to be my swap for the trip. And the swap, so you have to let me know if you really think this is a good one. The demonstrators, it's an optional thing. You don't have to participate, but on the trips, on the incentive trips, they do have a swap. It's a little different than when we swap like at a convention or a conference. I'll turn in 26 of these, and then the Stampin' Up! Employees swap them out. I drop them off in a bag one day, and like a couple days later I go back and I'll get a whole bag full of beautiful cards from demonstrators from all around the world. So I'm pretty sure this is it. So I've already started cutting. So there are a few pieces I'll show you that I used on this card, a few sheets that are already missing. But here, look, you can see those gold, oh, thanks, thank you, thanks, Chris. You can see the gold splatters on this, and this is like newsprint. And then on this side, there's that, flower, and I want to say this is vanilla. Can anybody verify for this? I am not. Is this a vanilla bean? Is this vanilla, a bean or cocoa bean or something like that? I should have done my research. But anyway, you can see the Pebble Path, and then I do love the splash of gold on the newsprint. And then look at this one. See how good this would be like for a 50th wedding anniversary? Gorgeous. This is specialty paper, and more kind of, this makes great background paper too, because it's just ever so lightly, there's script on it, and then it's Pebble Path splatter. This is specialty paper, and so it is $16.50, a little bit higher, but oh so beautiful. This is white, and then I think there you can see the gold picks up in this sweet little pattern. And then look at this. So these I could cut out, look, and make card fronts. I could even color these images in with my blends. or watercolor pencils. So another way that Stampin' Up! Is so smart about their DSP and so nice to our card makers, who I would just have to cut and center and then place this on the front and use some words. So, and then the other pieces, let's see, that I was telling you about, I'll pull out here. So the pieces that are missing are this piece, Nature's Sweetness, and isn't it beautiful? It's gold on Pebble Path, and then there's that copper clay, just plain, great for masculine cards. Oh yeah, Peggy, you did get it. Well, now you're gonna see it put to use, Peggy. Okay, so this, let's see, let me start. And then the other piece that's missing is another beautiful one. So it's 12 by 12, but like I said, I've cut it down because I'm getting ready for my swaps for Mexico. This one is also gold. And then the flip side, more of those images with a little Pebble Path and copper clay. Very pretty paper. All right, so let's start from the beginning. We're going to use a piece of Pebble Path, and the reason I didn't cut it down is because I wanted you to see how easy it is to make this card. So this, I'm starting with a full sheet of Pebble Path that's 8.5 by 11, but we're going to cut it down to 5.5 by 11, and then we're going to score it at 3.5 by 7.5, and 3.5 and 7.5, and then we're going to mark it at 2 3/4 inch on each end. You'll see as I go along, and then I'm going to show you how to cut to make the triangles. So that's your first piece of the kit. The second one is you're going to need another piece of Pebble Path, 3.5 by 5 1/4. Let's try that. Oh, no, I better put it down here so you can see it. And then we're going to need a piece of the DSP, Nature's Sweetness, 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. That's for the inside. You need a piece of Nature's Sweetness, 3 by 4.5. And then here I put, it's on page 41 of the mini catalog. For the mini catalog. Now, like I said, it's going to make its way into the next annual catalog. You need a piece of basic white, 3 by 4.5. And, oh, I need a little scrap of white. I'm going to have to gather that. I must not have put it in here. We need a little piece of white, and I'll show you a new way of cutting this, which I haven't done when we get to it. So just a little scrap of white for the word if you want to put words on the front. I don't think you would need to. You could pretty much center this piece on top. You wouldn't need words, but I thought it looked pretty for a wedding card. So here we go. We're gonna get my cutter, my trimmer, and score. So with the trimmer, I've got a scoring blade. That's this light one. I always say this is like crumb cake. And then this one is like early espresso. This is my cutting blade, and this is my scoring blade. And I'm going to try to get this in position so you can see for the most part. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sheet of 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to cut it down to 5.5 by 11. 5.5 is all I have to do. So I'm going to, let's see. So here are my measurements, and I know lots of you, I've watched you and I've watched other demonstrators. This is how I learned to cut cardstock. So my arm that I've extended, it goes all the way up to, let's see, is it 17 inches? I have this close to me. I don't know if it was because I'm not sure why, but this is just how I learned. So some of you hold your paper trimmers differently, but you just want to move it up to your cardstock up to the 5.5 inch mark, and we're going to cut. So I've got this piece left, and then this is the piece we're going to work from. And then I'm going to insert it, and I'm still looking at my ruler down here on the right hand side. And I'm going to get the cutting blade out of the way, And I'm going to push this up to 3.5, which is right here. And then here comes my scoring blade. Go across. And then I also need a score at 7.5. Okay, with me so far? All right. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the points on either end of the cardstock. I'm going to bring in my pencil, my Stampin' Up! Pencil. And all I need to do, at first when I started, I was taking my wonderful ruler, my Victor ruler, that I couldn't stamp without. I was taking this and measuring it, like, and putting it on the glass mat and then measuring it. And then I thought, silly, you've got the measurements right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my, push my cardstock up to 2 3/4. So right there below the 3-inch mark. And then I think you can see this down here where the gutter is, I guess we'll call it. I think that's what people call it, the gutter. This is where the blade would go, but I'm just going to take my pencil and put a little line there like that. And then I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to do the same, very same thing on the other side. So I've got it up to 2 3/4, and I'm going to mark it right there. So no need for my ruler for this. Okay, now this is where you might get like scared. Don't get scared. I'm going to take from this point and I'm going to cut to make the triangles. I'm going to go from this point down to this score line. So I have it up close to the gutter, and then I'm going to make sure this score line, see where you can see it's kind of off, I'm going to pull it back till it lines up with the gutter. And by the gutter I mean this line. This is where the scoring blade or the cutting blade slips in. So I'm going to take it, and I prefer to, okay, so I'm going to move my scoring blade out of the way. This is a tip I want for all of you to pay attention with. I have better luck when, see how I push my cutting blade all the way to the top? I think you get a cleaner cut when you, especially when you're working like with funny angles like this, when you pull the blade towards you instead of pushing it away. Sometimes the cardstock gets kind of in there and it gets jaggedy. So I pushed it all the way up and I'm going to pull it down towards me. So I hope this makes sense. Okay, there's our first one, first part of the triangle. And then I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to take the score mark, kind of the opposite, and go position it so the score mark, oh no, I can't talk. The score line is up in the gutter, and then here's my little 2 3/4 mark. It's also in the gutter. And move my trimmer blade all the way up to the top. And then do you see on our trimmers we have like this little grippy right here? So press down and pull it towards. Okay, so we're almost there, girls. I'm going to take, let's see, this one, the bottom one, and I think that's how I did it. And I'm going to put, there's the score line again. It's going to go up in the gutter, and then here's my 2 3/4 inch mark. Move my blade up and pull down towards me. I was amazed. Look at that fancy little triangle right there. Now there you can see my mark. We're going to erase that in a second. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to take, now I've got my 2 3/4 mark up here, and I've got my score line right here. And I'm going to put those in the gutter. Oh, oops. And you can, this is the other thing, you can see like the position of the paper trimmer, like I'm working with, the cardstock is like in the middle of it. Like that's something that's, you're used to when you're cutting, usually in making cards, usually you've got your cardstock pushed up against, this edge right here. So at first, I'm sorry, it doesn't even fit. You're used to having your cardstock pressed up against this edge right here, this guide. So at first it kind of feels funny that you've got your cardstock kind of floating in the middle of your trimmer, but you'll get used to it. It's how we make a lot of the fancier fun folds. Just a little bit of practice, and you might want to practice like with copy paper first. There we go, girls. So now I'm just going to take, where'd my pencil go? And I'm going to erase those pencil marks. I'm sorry. I always want to say I'm so impressed with myself that I can do these kind of cards. It's because for a long, long time, I would never attempt to do a card like this. So now I can move my trimmer. We're done with the trimmer. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment. Facebook is playing nice tonight. So if you have any questions about what I just did, now if I wanted to, I could save these and use them for punches or something like that. So you've got these extra little pieces. I'm going to set this to the side. I talked about this last week. When you're doing your scoring, I used to think, oh, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. I now have this like rule of thumb where there's the valley and there's the mountain. I like the mountain to be on the outside and the valley to be on the inside. And I'm just going to bring in my bone folder and give it a really nice, clean, crisp fold. All right, so there's that. Oh, and you know what? I forgot something. We do need the trimmer for one more thing. So with this piece of leftover cardstock that I had when I cut down my pebble path, we need a piece of 1 inch by 10 inches. So now, oh, here we go, girls and guys. I'm using, it's a nice thing that Stampin' Up! Has. When I'm cutting like narrow pieces of cardstock, a lot of times, especially if it's 1 inch or under, I use this end of my, see how we've got a little bit of additional measurements down here? So I'm going to take, I need a 1 inch piece by 10 inches. Okay. And this is where this lovely little grip right here kind of comes in handy. And as I was making this, I can get, I'll show you, look, there's another one. So I could get, this is called the belly band. So I just need 3, but I just wanted you to see how easy it is. And when you learn to use like the different pieces of the trimmer, that piece right there allows me to get these nice skinny pieces. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna cut it down. We don't need 10 inches. We don't need 11 inches. We need 10 inches. So I'm gonna cut off this bottom little chunk right here. All right, this is my belly band. So set that to the side, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use make a belly band. All right. Okay, here's my card. Don't lose it. I'm trying to be good tonight, girls and guys. All right, I'm going to take my piece of DSP Nature's Sweetness that's 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. And this is going to go on the inside of my card. And I'm going to center it. So I'm going to pull it towards me a little bit. And you want to get the same amount. Try to get the same on the top, same border on the top and the bottom. All right. The next thing I'm going to do, I want to show you, I used Countryside, is that what they're called? Hold on. Countryside corner dies. They're these lovely shapes. We've had them in the catalog. You get 7 in a set. And here it is. Oh my goodness, girls. It's a really nice big one. And then this is how I got the nesting pieces. So these 2 pieces. Now this is in the annual catalog, but it made it into these dies made it into the next catalog. So I was excited to see that. So for the 3.5 by 5 1/4, I used the larger of the 2 dies and cut out this piece. And then for the next one, that's where I took our piece of 3 by 4.5, that pretty gold paper, and I cut this out. Hi Murph, hello, hello. I cut this piece out, and that's how I got this piece. So we're gonna glue those together. So Countryside Corners, let's see, I've got item number 161472. It's on right now in our annual catalog, 156 of the annual catalog. Let me get this one and tuck it away. I like these dies. They're really different. It's a different, you know, fancier than, you know, just rectangles or squares or ovals. So I'm going to take this piece, and this gets glued to the middle of this. I also love like when I say nesting dies, like I love when you don't have, there's dies that I can have layers. Love those. So Countryside Corners, if you love that, it's a great set to have. All right. Oh, also then another piece, this is your basic white. That's with that same smaller die that I used on this piece, 3 inches by 4.5. And that's how I got this, which we'll use on the inside. And, oh, let's see. Let's do that right now. I'm going to show you how to make the belly band. So for this, we're going to, I'm going to take, this is how fancy, not complicated. I am just going to take my piece of 1 inch by 10 inch belly band, and I'm going to put the card, yeah, on the, center it evenly on either side as best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm just going to fold my, I got to do it on the mat. I'm going to fold it in. Now, the one thing you're going to kind of have to play with is you can't have your belly band be too tight. You want it to be able to slip, you know, on and off. So don't put it too tight. And I will tell you, it will loosen up. Also, like I can tell from the sample that this one, as I've played with it, it's gotten a little bit looser. So you have to have a little give in there. Let's see if that's going to work. Yep, that's going to go on and off nicely. And then my tip for making a belly band is if you're putting something on top of it like this, I put the adhesive on the band itself instead of on the back of this piece, the layering piece, because, you know, chances are if I did that, ask me how I know, I would not get it in the right place. And then you can't have the sticky not in the right place because then it'll catch on your card. So I'm going to put this right here. Isn't this fun? Okay, there's that. And then I already cut this. Let's see, this was another piece of the DSP. I cut this, so see, I didn't stamp it or emboss it. Isn't that, I love it. Use the dies from the set and then just cut it out so quickly. So, and you can tell, here you go, you know you're watching a Kim Dent Facebook Live if you see 142 dimensionals on the back of what she's working on. Let's see, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. For those of you who don't have one of these, get yourself one. This is just like made my life a lot easier. I use it. There's a bunch of attachments, but Here's one of my favorites. You see me usually use it for embellishments, but when I'm in a hurry, and especially if I've used 142 dimensionals, this is the way to go. Plucking these the backings off. Whoop, get out of the way there. We're coming up. It is coming up June. Isn't June the month? There's usually a lot of weddings. Or June kind of starts the wedding season. This card made me think of weddings, but, oh, there's a little one. I use the mini, can you see I've got the mini dimensionals on there too? Because I'm, lots of dimensionals. Yeah, Denise, lots of dimensionals. All right. And then I kind of decided I liked, now I told you this earlier, this would look very nice if you just wanted to use it right here like this, but I wanted to put the word, stamp the word, congratulations. So I've left enough space down here that I've got a little bit of space, so my word is going to go right there. So we are going to set that aside, and I'm going to show you my tip on stamping skinny little things like this. I have a lot of dies that I could have done this with, but this is something I recently have watched other demonstrators do, and I think it's so clever. Oop. First, I'm going to bring in my Pebble Path ink and my stamp, my congratulations stamp. So this is from the Lovely and Sweet stamp set. And I'm going to ink it up. Check it out. And let's see, let's do it down here. Now I'm going to try to get it, straight. I'm going to try hard. Oops. Let me get in the camera. So you could do this with scraps. That kind of looks crookedy, so I'm gonna go on the other end. But this is just a fun way, that's better. To get a nice skinny, if you don't want to pull out your dies, I've stamped this down at the bottom. It's even. I'm going to pull in my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to trim this off, and I'm going to try to make it a little skinnier than my sample. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, and again, do you see I'm moving my blade up at the top, and I'm going to pull towards me. I'm not going to take it and push that way. All right, it looks, I didn't make it skinnier. Let's see if I can trim off a little bit more. I don't know if I can or not. This is being adventurous. Okay, hold that there. Oh. I should have just left it. Okay. Ooh, look at that, girls and guys. I like it. I like not having as much white. And then I'm just you could either take your snips and cut it like that. Let's see what happens when I don't know. I'm just gonna get it as close as I can. I first was gonna have like the a banner. Ta-da! I first was gonna have like the fishtail, or some people call them the banner ends on it. But then I just decided that I liked it just plain like that, and this I glued down flat. So I'm going to move my paper trimmer out of the way, bring in my Tombow glue, and put a couple of dots on it, just like that. Less is more. Let's see. then I think I'm going to slip it right. Oh, lovely. Oop. I'm looking at it and I kind of, I don't know. Maybe on my, I don't know, we'll see. I've got some new dies that are skinning like that. I'll have to keep you posted if I decided to keep it like this for the swaps or if I just do the straight edge. But it looks, I like it. And now, let's see. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in the words for the inside, which, as I said earlier, are, where's the stamp set? Here they are. It slipped underneath my screen. I just started using this stamp, girls. This stamp set. Wonderful Thoughts, and I don't know what took me so long. It's been in the catalog for a while, but it's got great words in it. So this is only the beginning of a life filled with love. Ah, perfect for a shower or wedding. And yay. And then the last thing, if I can find it, there it is. I cut one of these out of the DSP. Oops. Ooh, let's close up this. I'm going to put glue on the back of it. Just a little something. Oh, where are we going? Here we go. Here. I'm getting the two mixed up. So I'm going to put some glue on it. And I thought it'll just leave enough room to, you know, like sign your name right in here. Not special. You don't have to always have to write a whole bunch, so sometimes you just want your signature. So this is going to go in the center. And I liked it. I made it smaller because I wanted the belly band to cover it up. And then the last thing I'm going to do is, oh, I love it. It's so rich looking, don't you think? The last thing I'm going to do is add some embellishments. These embellishments are called iridescent foil gems. I think they were new to us this year, and they made it into the next catalog, which I was really happy to see. So I think they just add a little bit of pop. And if you've watched me before, I like to have my embellishments in threes, or no, let's see, odd numbers, not even numbers. And often you'll see me, most of the time, put them in some sort of triangular shape. I don't know. Let's see if you can see that. So a lot of times, this is something that I learned from a very talented demonstrator. To make these balance, there's a medium and a large one right there, and then there's a large one right there. So that's kind of that triangular shape, and it balances out. Ta-da! I hope you like it. I liked being able to teach you guys. I hope you can either watch it or rewatch it and copy down the measurements so you can create one of these fun triangle gatefold cards of your very own. If you do that, please post a picture in our group. I would love to see yours. Okay, let me keep. Yay, Peggy. Okay, here we go. Oop. All right. Whoop. I'm way up high because I had it up for the, I feel like I should sit up like this, I wanted you to be able to see all my oh, yay, whoever gave me the clappy hands. Was that Jill? Thank you. Yeah, rewatch it a lot of oh, and then I know I had two girls ask me from last week about I think it was Patty and Val asked me about the flip back card. I will post those measurements probably tomorrow. It's really easy to make, but I know, and maybe I'll make another one and share it with all of you. So for Patty and Val, that Mother's Day or that Xenia card that I made, I haven't forgot it. I saw your comment about wanting the measurements for it. I'm planning on doing that tomorrow. So hope you like the card. I hope it inspires you. I hope you all have a wonderful couple of weeks. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be on vacation. Rick and I are headed to Mexico and with Stampin' Up. So I hope to see you all in a couple weeks, and I'll have a whole bunch to share. Keep your eye out if you haven't already received it for your brand new annual catalog. And if you don't get one in the mail like soon, just send me a note and I will, when I get back, I will pop one in the mail to you, or you're welcome to connect with me if you want to pick one up at Zion when I get back too. That's something we can do. All right. Have a wonderful couple weeks. God's blessings. Bye-bye.